Ladies, gentlemen, teachers, welcome to the experience of a lifetime. Welcome to Mr. Mustachio's traveling show! And now, presenting to St. Monica's, please welcome the star of the show, the world's greatest superhero, and my boss at this low-paying employment. Please welcome the one, the only, Mr. Mustachio!
Hello, how are you all doing? Hello. Hey, wait, where's my proper applause? Clap louder, you, clap louder. As this doofus just said, I am the one and only Mr. Mustachio. And today, I'll be showing you how I'm going to be a total hero and saving the world.
And how are you going to do that, boss?
Hey, don't interrupt.
Sorry.
Yes, the world is in serious danger, but I will be the one to save the world from the dangers of global warming, mass extinction, hunger, war, and broccoli.
Did you say broccoli?
I said, don't interrupt.
Sorry.
And I should be doing it all by myself, for I am the one and only Mr. Mustachio, and I am absolutely and completely unstoppable!
That's right, Mr. Mustachio here is He's unconscious. Mr. Mustachio? Sir? Oh, I think something's really wrong with him. Yes, where should I go? Where should I take someone if they're feeling sick?
Hospital!
What a great idea! Don't worry, Mr. Mustachio. Before you know it, we'll have you back on your feet. You know what I mean. To the hospital!
Okay, we got another one. Let's get ready for him. Let's get ready. Okay, bring in the patient. You know what to do, fellow surgeon. Okay, so let's get his heart started. So, clear. It didn't work. Take 2. Clear. Oh, didn't work.
My head.
Take 3.
Wait, no! What is wrong with you?
Wrong question, little man. You are the one who was brought to hospital. You should be asking what is wrong with yourself.
Oh yes, I remember now. 1 minute, I was about to do a show about me being totally awesome and saving the world. Next thing I knew, I was falling face down on my face. Good thing my robust mustache saved my fall. Now, what happened to me? Did one of my arch enemies manage to poison me? I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sausage roll for lunch. I know it was green and had hair sticking out of it. Oh, but I was just so hungry.
Relax, Mr. Mustachio. Nobody poisoned you.
Maybe I ingested a deadly poison while I was licking my pet hamster. How did they know I like to do that?
Calm down. It wasn't that either. Although maybe you should stop licking your hamster. It's a bit weird.
Are you judging me?
A little bit. Look, Mr. Mustachio, while you were unconscious, we ran some tests, and we realized the reason why you fainted like that is because you, my friend, have thalassemia.
What's that?
You guys don't know either?
No.
Thalassemia is a disorder in your blood.
Oh no! I was right all along then. My enemies did manage to get to me, and I was so careful too. Who was it then, huh? Was it Lady Monobrow? This sounds like something she'd do. Or was it Carlito, the Cape Cocker Spaniel from Spain?
Actually, it was none of these things. No. Thalassemia is caused by hemoglobin.
The Hemogoblin! I've never heard of him. He must have been super sneaky to have escaped my attention for so long. But I promise
No. Not hemogoblin. Hemoglobin. Look. For our brain to function properly, we need 2 things. We need blood pumping in our brain all the time. And also we need oxygen always in our brain. If we don't have enough oxygen in our brain, we'll start feeling woozy and then we pass out. Now, in our blood, we all have this really useful substance called hemoglobin. What hemoglobin does is, hemoglobin takes oxygen in our brain. Now, when somebody like you has thalassemia, unfortunately, they don't have as much hemoglobin as other people. That means that they don't always get enough oxygen in their brain. And that's why sometimes when your hemoglobin is particularly low, your brain doesn't get enough oxygen to power itself and you can pass out.
Oh no! My brain is running out of oxygen. I'm getting weaker and weaker. And it was all the hemogoblin's fault. I just wish that I'll have enough strength to catch him so that he can pay for what he did to me. Revenge will be mine!
Hey, Mr. Mustachio, thalassemia is a hereditary disorder.
Speak English, doctor.
Hereditary disorder means that you get it either from your mummy or from your daddy. On a small island like Malta, you can even get it from both of them.
Are you saying that the hemogoblin is one of my own parents? I trusted them!
Your parents are not goblins! Well, they might be. I don't know. But the fact is that thalassemia is just something, it's a disorder in your blood that you're born with, right? Now, so your brain sometimes doesn't get enough oxygen and you pass out. However, doctors in Malta have been studying thalassemia for quite a long time. And since doctors have been studying for a long time, they've got many ways that they can treat this disorder, okay? So when somebody like you comes with thalassemia, we see how serious it is. If it's very serious, you might need some blood transfusions. But in your case, it's not too serious, so all you need is some pills and you're on your way.
And I can live a normal life?
Yes!
And I can get my revenge on the evil hemogoblin?
Yeah, I mean, there's no such thing!
Perfect! Mr. Mustachio is going to save humanity. Humankind, prepare to get your butt saved.
No, Mr. Mustachio. If you would like to save people, there's something a bit more useful that you could do than chasing this imaginary hemogoblin.
Really?
Yes.
Then tell me what it is. Come on, man, spit it out.
Well, you see, doctors know a lot about thalassemia because unfortunately, or fortunately, thalassemia is actually quite common in Malta. So doctors have had the opportunity to study it for quite a long time, to study and research it. So when you came along, we could treat you and help you live a bit of a more normal life and send you back on your way. However, there are still many other disorders and diseases that doctors still don't know very much about, okay? Now imagine if you had one of these rare diseases, okay, and doctors were not able to sort you out and send you out, and instead you had to spend several weeks in a hospital bed.
Would I still be able to practice my nunchucks?
No.
Then that would be terrible.
Unfortunately, there are still hundreds of people all over Malta and the world, thousands, millions of people who are suffering from conditions that doctors still don't understand.
Oh no! Those poor, poor people! I must help them. But how?
Well, the best way to help these people is by finding out more about the biobank.
The biobank. What is that?
The biobank is a place that helps people through research.
No offense, doctor, but that all sounds a bit boring.
Well, how about we go and visit, shall we?
Let's do it. Road trip!
Let's go!
I'm going to the biobank, yay for me. I'm going to the biobank to see what I can see. Will there be lots of blood or pools of dripping goop? Will there be a toilet cause I really need?
We've arrived!
Perfect! I'm ready to fight the hemogoblin.
No, wait up. We're not here to fight anybody.
Oh man.
No, look, at the biobank you'll find lots and lots of blood samples. Just like these, see? All these blood samples at the biobank.
Ooh. And what do you do with them?
We study them, of course. We study all these blood samples, okay? Like this, for example. Let's take a look at this one, okay? We get this blood sample, okay? We get our microscope, and doctors look at the blood samples and see an extreme close-up of the blood. Now look at, would you like to see what Mr. Mustachio is seeing? He is seeing right now, this is what he's seeing in a drop of blood. He's seeing this.
Ooh, and this is what blood looks like.
Yes, like what's your name? Like Mackenzie said, these are all red blood cells, okay? In our blood is full of cells. In fact, in just a single drop of blood, we have about 5 million of these cells. In just a drop, 5 million, but all these cells all over our body.
Whoa!
And every single cell, every single red blood cell, every single one of those millions is super important to our health and well-being. Now, take a look at this other drop of blood. Look at this one, okay? So, get on my microscope, take a look at that one, okay?
What's this?
You see how it looks a bit different?
It is?
So
Why is it different?
You're seeing now this. See how it looks a bit different now? This is actually, this is blood. Now this is blood like yours. This is blood from someone who has thalassemia. So see how the thalassemia blood looks very different. So since doctors have been studying thalassemia for a while, as soon as they see blood like this, they say, ah, this guy has thalassemia. So they know exactly what the problem is, and they know how to treat it. There's no cure yet for thalassemia, but they can give you medication to make your life more comfortable.
Wow, you scientists are the real heroes. Thank you, science man.
Well, it's not only our scientists that infect. Doctors' research has been possible thanks to hundreds and hundreds of people who leave a sample of their blood at the biobank. By studying all these hundreds of samples, we can see and study all these hundreds of different diseases. That's why diseases and illnesses and all these things. That's why, okay, that's why we need so many samples here at the biobank.
And how many samples do you have?
Well, right now at the biobank in Malta, we have about 26,000 blood samples.
26,000? Why do you need so many?
Because unfortunately, thalassemia is not the only disorder that exists. There are many, many other diseases and disorders that exist, like asthma and ALS and diabetes, okay, and many, many more. And by studying all these different blood samples from people who have these conditions and even people who don't, it makes doctors able to understand and help people who have them with all this research and coming out with treatments. That's why every single one of these beautiful blood samples is so very, very important.
I'll bet they are. And I think I know how I can help.
Good.
You want me to protect these samples from the clutches of the evil hemogoblin?
Bad! No!
Don't worry, good doctor. Your samples are safe with me.
No.
No hemogoblin will get their hands on these samples while I'm around.
No, sirree. No. The last thing, Mr. Mustachio, the hemogoblin does not exist. There's no such thing as a hemogoblin. He is only a figment of your own stupid imagination. What was that? Did you hear that sound? What is it? You fools! There's no such thing! There's nothing there! There's nothing there! We need you to behave, okay? Stop making stuff up, okay?
You pathetic fools!
Who's speaking? You're right!
It is I, the hemogoblin.
No, the hemogoblin? What are you doing here?
I'm here to steal all your samples.
What, all these lovely blood samples? But why?
Because I'm evil. Come to Papa, babies.
No, Mr. Mustachio, stop me from stealing my stuff!
What do you mean? This person is clearly a figment of my imagination.
Mr. Mustachio, please! He's gonna take them all away, every single one of them!
Alright, fine. Come here, you evil hemogoblin.
You'll never get me alive.
That hemoglobin is really super fast!
Yeah.
Mr. Mustachio, please save us! Save us! Don't let it steal our blood samples!
Where did he go? I think he went that way. Come here.
Mr. Hemoglobin, please, don't take 6 blood samples. If only you knew how important they are, you'd leave them where they are. You wouldn't touch them.
You're lying. I don't believe doctors.
You know, would you believe Mr. Mustachio?
That mustache loser? Ha! No way.
Well, what about these girls then?
They do look kind of honest.
Well, okay, I'm sorry to ask you for a favor, but I need your help. I need one of you, okay, to explain to the hemoglobin how important these blood, and if he takes them away, we'll have to start our research from the very, very beginning, okay? I think for this we need a super grandma. Are you Hermione? I think Hermione will explain. Okay? Because Hermione knows everything. Hermione, can you tell him why he shouldn't take them to these?
Well, Hermione, why is the blood bank so important?
What's your real name, Hermione? Jade. Hermione Jade. Tell him why it's so important and convince him, okay? Otherwise, we ruin everything. Tell him. Neurosurgeon, you want to help Jade? Yeah.
These blood cells are important. If you take them away, doctors can't cure poor, innocent people who have diseases.
Yeah? She told you? Huh?
Okay, hero goblin.
All right, calm down, okay? Wait. I get the message, don't worry.
Good. So,
Well,
Take them.
in that case, I'll tell you what. I'll make a deal with you. I'll let you keep all these blood samples, and in return, you help me out with my little problem.
Sure, okay. Yeah, yeah, that sounds fair. What shall I help you with, Mr. Gollum?
Well, do you see this green skin I have?
Yeah, it's hard to miss, yes.
Well, I've had this skin ever since I was a young hemogoblin, and I've never been able to make any friends.
Oh, that must have been really difficult.
You have no idea. So, I want you to find out why I'm green and see if there's a way you can fix me. Do you think you can do that for me?
I think I can try to do something being green. Okay, yeah, sure. You got yourself a deal, okay? So, now, to find out why you have green skin, to find out about you, the first step is for us, doctors, to study your genome.
Studying my what?
Your genome.
What's that?
Your genome, everyone has a genome. Your genome tells you everything. Not at home, no. It's not at home. No, your genome you get is when you're born. It's what makes you who you are. Your genome says everything there is to know about you. Okay?
I don't understand.
When you're born, before you're born, when you're made in your mommy's tummy, you get half your genes from your mummy, and the other half your genes from your daddy. They combine to make you. And your mummy gets half her genes from her mommy and daddy, and they get half their genes from their mommy and daddy, and they get half their genes from their mommy and daddy, and so on, until the very beginning of life on Earth. Right? And by studying your genes, we can find out quite a lot of things about you. So, now, altogether, there's about 200,000 genes that make you who you are. And you can actually map your genome with all these letters. And to map your genome, it takes about 3 billion letters, using only 4 for our actual alphabet. A, T, C, and G.
Whoa!
Yeah, and your genome can tell us all kinds of things. For example, your genome, before you're even born, can tell us things like what color hair you're going to have, what kind of skin you're going to have, but also other things, like for example, when you grow up, how tall you could potentially be, what you could potentially look like, also what kind of character you'll have, and what kind of things you might enjoy doing when you're a kid or when you're older.
Double wow!
Yeah. And by studying your genome, most importantly, your genome, from before you're even born, can tell doctors what kind of diseases you could suffer from, and even how well you will respond to certain medicines.
Alright, I have to admit, that's kind of amazing. But how can you get to see a genome?
Well, up until a short time ago, studying a human genome took a really long time and was super mega expensive. But researchers have been working on the human genome for quite a long time. And now, thanks to all this sudden research, mapping out a human genome costs a lot less money and takes up a lot less time.
Oh, I don't mind if it's expensive. I was going to steal the money from you anyway. So, how do you get to see my
To
genome?
study your genome, first of all, we need to go to the biobank in Malta, which is not far from here at the University of Malta. And to start things off, I will need to see your cells, your blood cells. And to do that, I'm going to take a drop of your blood, like this. And apart from that, we don't only have cells in our blood, we also have cells in our saliva. Okay, so I'm going to take a sample of your saliva.
My spit?
Yes, your spit.
Alright, here you go.
No. Just, we do like this, say, ah. So now we have blood cells, and now we can study your blood to see a little bit about your blood, because our blood contains all our genetic structure. Okay, so your genes form together, okay, to make tissue. Your tissue forms together to make organs, and your organs form together to create an organism. That's you. We are living organisms. So by studying just a single cell for our blood or from our spit, doctors can find out pretty much everything there is to know about you as a person.
Well, what are you waiting for? Study away then.
Let's take a look at the hemogoblin's blood. That is really weird.
Let me see.
I've never seen anything like that before. Would you like to see a close-up of the hemoglobin's cells?
Whoa, that is weird.
I've never seen anything like this. But don't worry. Okay, even though we've never seen. It's like the blood whole journey in air. So but that's fine. Even though I've never seen anything like this, the Malta Biobank is part of something known as the Human Genome Project. And the Human Genome Project aims at finding cures and treatments for diseases that are even incredibly rare. And also, the Malta Biobank doesn't work alone. It's also connected to all these other biobanks all over the world. So even though you might be the only person in Malta who has this particular condition, there's bound to be someone like you somewhere else in the world. And as soon as they go to a biobank in their country, we'll get to know about it, and we'll be able to study both samples, and we'll be better able to help the both of you.
Well, that's great and everything, but it still doesn't help me with my problem. I still can't make any friends.
Yeah, well, actually, Mr. Hemogoblin, I have a little bit of a theory about that. See, I think the reason you can't make friends isn't because you're green, but it's because you're kind of mean and you keep stealing everyone's stuff.
You think?
Well, that's my theory, yes.
I don't know, Doctor. I find your theory a bit far-fetched.
Well, let's put it to the test, shall we? Look, see all these lovely girls? Won't they make great friends? Now I'll ask you, okay? If the hemoglobin was nicer and kind and didn't steal stuff, would you be friends with him?
Yes!
Even if his skin is green?
Yes!
See? Well, that's actually a life-changing revelation. Thank you, girls. So that means I don't need to be cured after all.
That's great, but however, even though you don't need treatment or a cure, if you're happy the way you are, that's great. It would still be very much appreciated if even though you don't need a cure, you still leave a sample of your blood at the biobank. See, at the biobank, we have many different samples. Some come from a disease bank, which is from people who are waiting for cure or treatment, okay? But we also have lots of samples from a healthy bank, from people who don't need treatment. But by studying all of these different samples together, the more we have, the better it is for us to come up with many different solutions and treatments for people who have conditions. So what do you say? Would you leave a sample of your blood, or you need to do is just sign the name on a piece of paper?
Well, normally I'd say, and then run away. But since I'm going to be nice from now on, then sure, why not?
Thank you, Mr. Hemogoblin, sir. You're going to be helping out a lot of people.
Where did he go? I'll find you, you evil hemogoblin!
Oh, drats, it's that mustached fool again. I have to go.
Okay.
Bye!
Bye. What a nice guy, isn't he? He's actually quite nice. Oh no, we're breaking a set. That's fine.
Where did he go? Where did he go? I'll find you! Where is he?
Well,
Don't tell me to let him get away!
Well, actually, Mr. Mustachio, for your information, the hemoglobin turned out to be actually quite a nice guy, wasn't he? Huh?
Yes.
He was so nice that not only did he not steal our stuff, but he even left a sample of his own blood for the Human Genome Project.
The what?
The Human Genome Project.
The genome! I should have known that the genome was behind all this.
What are you talking about?
Well, after defeating the A-gnome, and the B-gnome, and the C-gnome, and the D, and the E, and the F-gnome, well, it was only a matter of time until the genome would come after me.
Mr. Mustachio, now you're just being silly.
Am I? Am I?
Yes!
Yes. Is he?
Who said that?
It is I, the genome.
Oh no, not again!